Okay, good morning guys. I'm here again with a wonderful video. It's a continuous chain of my videos. Like today we are going to go for failover cluster, how to install Windows failover cluster. Today our video is regarding the failover high availability. As you know, yesterday and the day back, my other video, which was I told you how to join a domain controller, and then before that how to install a domain controller, and after that we saw the video how to join a domain controller. And now further we are going to use the same previous servers for the failover cluster. Yesterday we saw the node 1. I showed you how to join, and then today I did the same. I already joined my second node, so let's go for it. And then the practical, my vCenter, this is our domain, and this is node 1 which we joined yesterday. And now I'm going to join another node. This one already joined, and if we see here our container on the domain controller, we have our both nodes. So now we are going to proceed for our failover cluster. Failover cluster sometime required for high availability. If your first server goes down, in case this server is get down, the resources for the clients automatically transfer to this server. So clients just know that there is this little bit disturbance in the network, disconnected and connected again, and some of the areas depends on the application how fast it is. Even they don't realize that there is something wrong backside on the our servers, something happened. So it's a good for high availability. You can configure failover cluster. So today we are going to join the failover cluster configuration on same Windows 2012 server R2. So let's start. First I will go on my node 1. I'll close this one. So same, we will go on the features. In the server manager we'll install Windows failover cluster. Okay, let it be completed. This one the full, and same I will go to my add-on role for this server. I'll go next. Okay, you can check, yeah, on this server. Next, our feature is failover clustering, so I'll check that, and some additional add-ons. Okay, add the features. Next, and install. Okay, so it will take time to install the cluster manager on this server. Meanwhile, similar thing we have to do on our node 2. So after a while, a little, this will also start completed the installation. Let's go meanwhile on the second node. Similar here, we will go on our server manager. Okay, so here is our server manager. Let's give us some weight, otherwise it will give this error if you are not giving a proper weight to server manager, because it's collecting all the data. See, is collected. Now if I click here again, then it will open a wizard. So we'll go for next. Role based, feature based, yes. Next. On the node 2 computer, this server, yes. By the way, you can remotely also install another way. Next, server role, no, go for features. Okay, and I will choose Windows failover cluster. When I choose, it will open another some features, add-ons to add, because this one is compulsory. You must click on add features. Okay, next. Okay, and good to go. Install. So this one will also take time little to be installed. Let's go back on node 1. Okay, what is saying that installation succeeded on this node. Close. And if I see here, okay, feature is installed. Thank you. Close. My this server is completed. I'll go on my node 2. Let's wait for this one. Okay. Okay, so on second node also the feature is added and installed. Close, and this one I can see our feature is installed. I'll close this one and close this one. So now we can open, if I go on my node 1 failover cluster, see, I can see my failover cluster manager here. I will point in start. So next time if we come, we can open. Here you go. Okay. Secondly, I'll go on this one. Also, I can show you we can open from here side also on this second node. Into start. Okay. So failover cluster manager is you can install in both, and then after that you can see the other things. So we'll go on node 1. Here is my failover cluster manager. Right now we didn't configure any failover cluster yet. I can show you here. Either you can start from this side or you can start from this side. So at a time is required only one server, one failover cluster manager to be from this side or this side. We don't need to do this one on the other side. So I will go first here. You can see the validation configuration. First thing, whenever you're going to create a 2-node cluster after installing the failover cluster manager, you have to check the validation configuration. I'll click on that. Okay, validation configuration, it will check either your both servers are ready, good to go for cluster, to configure a cluster, or still there is something is missing. So it's good, you can go for validation, and if your validation is succeeded on the point that it has it doesn't have a major error, so it will already give you at the end, okay, create a cluster, a checkbox, and then you can begin for cluster. Either if you are very sure, which is I would not suggest go direct to create a cluster, no way. Just validate first and then do. Even though you will go for create a cluster, it will push you to go for validation first. Okay, let's go next. Okay, now here we have to enter our both servers name, and then which servers we are going to bring into our cluster, or you can browse these clusters. For example, I can advance and find. I have these 2 clusters. Okay, test node 1 and node 2. I can bring it here. Okay, so the 2 events will come here. Okay, both events are here, like node 1 and node 2. So I will go next. Okay, run all tests. Okay. Okay, so this is the 2 node, and it will start running all these tests and check the storages and network calls and blah blah. We'll go for next, and it will start validation. So meanwhile this validation is here, I'll give you another some points which you must consider before go to the cluster. Number 1, okay, so first we are making we already installed the failover cluster on this device and on this device. Okay, now we are going to build a cluster. So for cluster, as you know, we have a one IP here, like 192.168.102.11 for this node. Another IP we have for this node, which is, I believe, this one. So now we have to create a cluster. So we have required another IP. Yeah. Okay. Another IP. I'll bring this thing a little down so we have okay. Another IP for main cluster. So I'll go here for like maybe 13. And after that, if you are adding another role, like any role, we'll go for that also. Then you need another IP which will be used by your clients for virtual IP. So this one will be role virtual IP. So your client will be connected on this one. So when the client is connected, this one will be swap IP between these two devices. Okay. So you got the idea. When you need a two-node failover cluster, you must have enough IPs in your environment to configure. So this one will be after installing. We'll create a cluster, and after that we'll put a role on that cluster, which will be our virtual IP and resources which we are going to provide for our clients to connect on. So this IP will be swapping here and there. Okay, let's go back. Hopefully you get the idea. I'm on a node 1. Okay, see, the report is saying no major issue. Why? Because he already checked create a cluster now and using the validated nodes. So if we see there is no major, all pass. There is a one warning. What warning? The list disk, because we are not using any storage, SAN storage drive here. That's why no need. If you require like some resources which you want to update for both sides, you can mount like RDM line into that clusters, like for moving that storage drive also will move with the cluster. If on this server it will move to other server, you can do it. Okay, later on we'll do that. So these are the regarding warnings regarding that. Okay, other things are all good to go. Great. Okay, finish, and I have already it's gave me a checked create the cluster now, or I can connect click here to create a cluster. So I will do finish. Okay, it will open another wizard, which is create cluster wizard. Next. Okay, now another one. Here you have to give a cluster name. This is our cluster name, so I will say two-node cluster or Windows failover cluster. Okay, I'm here. So this is sorry, there was a call. Anyway, so here I can give a Windows failover cluster 01. This is my 01 cluster. You can give a IP address. I told you we require another address here, so I will go 213, which I told you here. See this one, this guy. So I'll go back. Okay, one more thing before to do that, because these two nodes will go and try to make the object of computer object in your domain. So a lot of guys, they are facing issue here. Oh, there is error, or it's not properly gone there in domain, and they cannot see the object here, cluster object. You can do one thing. Just go on your computers or on your this one, or your computers properties, And wait, because you cannot see here security tab. You can go for view. Okay, advanced. Okay, now you can see properties, see managed, sorry, on computer container properties. Here you go. Still we don't see any. Just wait. Advanced features. Okay, advanced features. You can go advanced features, and then if we come here, properties, here you go. You can see your security tab here, and I would suggest to add both servers, like test node check name. Sorry, you have to type object computer here. Okay, check name. See, both nodes are here. I'll use them. Okay, and I will give a full right to these two my nodes on the computer container, so they can easily manage that attributes here, a new cluster. Okay, that's it. Go back. Okay, and this Windows failover cluster, and next. Okay, add all eligible storage. We are not using, as you know, any storage right now, so I will just uncheck. We'll go for next, and it will start configuring my failover cluster. It's creating. Okay, so it's saying you have successfully completed the cluster, and there is any warning. Disk warn, no issues, we know that. Okay, so here is your cluster. So now we did only on test node 1. If I go on test node 2, I will just refresh, log in again because timeout. Okay, I will just do refresh or close and reopen, because we already joined this node also there in the cluster, so it will take. Okay, so see, either you can manage from this side or you can manage from this, so one side. I'll come back on my Windows node. So if you see the nodes in the cluster, both nodes are up, good to go. And this one, our main cluster which we created just now, we didn't add any storage, we had a network, one network. Okay, which we use this one, and connections, if we see, right, 12, 11, no roles here, cluster is good to go. So we'll go back on our domain controller and let's see the object is there. I'll do refresh, 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 refresh. I'll check. See, this came here, direct to the Windows 2012 folder, and the new object, failover cluster virtual network name account. Got it? Now another thing you have to do when you will create another node, role, sorry, here, resource role, this guy for the clients, we need again this cluster will go back, this cluster name, and try to add another object in the folder. So you guys do same thing here, properties, security, add that objects, computer. Okay, Windows failover cluster, check, it will give you the name. Okay, give a full right, apply. Okay, one more thing here, go on this guy, properties, because this cluster is managed by your two servers, these two servers. So we can go security, add objects, computer. Okay, test dash node, check these two guys. Okay, okay, give a full right, apply. Another one, full, apply. Okay, so these are the things which you have to do to eliminate all the errors and hurdles and stuck in a lab or something. So if you these things you will complete it, then all fine and good to go. Okay, so wrap up. This was our another video regarding the failover cluster we have created. Now we'll go for resource, the next virtual resource which is available for clients, and then we will try to failover from one node to another node. So that's great. If you like my video, kindly subscribe, share with your other friends who want to learn Windows Server 2012 clusters, and good to go. Take care.